Hello guys, and welcome to another video on DJ Vlogs, and welcome back to the 134th episode of the Now Update. Today I've got quite a lot to talk about, so let's jump in with all the latest Now That's What I Call Music news and updates. First of all, we'll go through the upcoming albums that are due to be released. So of course Now Yearbook 1980 to 1984 Extra, the final chapter, was of course released on Friday. If you would like to get yourself a copy of the album, you can do. There'll be a link in the description down below if you're going to get yourself a copy. You can of course get yourself a copy from Amazon, HMV website, and of course Now Music's online store. And of course you also have got supermarkets and HMV stores. And for supermarkets, you'll have to check if your local supermarket has a CD section, as not all of them do. If your local supermarket does have a CD section, then of course it should be selling this album. So now I'll go through the upcoming albums that are due to be released. We've got Now Dance the 80s, and that is due to be released on CD and vinyl, and that is due to be released this Friday on the 17th of February. Then we have Now Yearbook 1986, and that is due to be released on standard CD, special edition CD, and of course vinyl, and that is due to be released on the 24th of February. Then we have Now That's What I Call 60s Pop, and that is due to be released on CD and vinyl, and that is due to be released on the 10th of March. With all of these albums, you can of course pre-order. I'll leave links in the description down below if you'd like to go and pre-order. You can of course pre-order from Amazon, HMV's website, and of course Now Music's online store. And of course when these albums are out, you'll be able to them in supermarkets and HMV stores. And for supermarkets, you'll have to check if your local supermarket has a CD section, as not all of them do. If your local supermarket does have a CD section, then of course it should be selling this album. So now let's have a look at all the Now That's What I Call Music albums in the official top 50 compilation album chart. This is where I look at all the Now That's What I Call Music albums that feature in the official top 50 compilation album chart, which is updated every Friday, and I release these episodes every Monday. So at number 2 we have Now That's What I Call a Love Song. At 10 we have Now That's What I Call Music 113. That of course there is a no mover at number 10. I'm so glad that's managed to stay just inside the top 10. Hopefully it can maintain its place next week. At 19 we have Now number 1's 70 years of the official singles chart. At 24 we have Now That's What I Call a Massive 80s Party. At 38 we have Now That's What I Call Timeless the Songs. And at 46 we have Now That's What I Call Music 112. So there's all That's What I Call Music albums in the official top 50 compilation album chart, which is updated every Friday, and I release episodes every Monday. This week we have 6 Now albums in the top 50. We did of course have 8 last week, so that means we've lost 2 of the albums that were in last week's chart. Unfortunately they of course have dropped out. The statistics for the Now albums in the top 50 this week are: we have 3 albums going down, we have 2 albums going up, and we have 1 at no mover. So it's not looking too bad. We unfortunately still have half the albums in the chart this week moving down. We can of course still hope that those start moving up over the next few weeks. Of course we have lost another 2 albums in the chart this week. We've only of course had 8 albums in the chart over the last few weeks. This week of course we've dropped down to 6. So hopefully those albums that have dropped out of the top 50 that are still in between sort of 50 and 100 can hopefully make their way back. We'll of course over the next few weeks have some new entries that are boosting the amount of albums in the chart. No guarantee that any of these albums are going to continue moving up. They could of course start moving down, so we can hope that more of these start moving up, and of course we can hope that more of those albums start moving back up into the top 50. We can just hope that more of these albums start moving up over the next few weeks. So that's it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated if you do. Also make sure you subscribe and enable notifications to be notified every time I release a new video, and make sure you follow my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Snapchat. That'll be just aside right there, and next to my social media in the description down below. Make sure you follow all of them. And guys, I'll see you soon for another YouTube video.